So one of the questions that Shay and I get a lot from new investors that are starting to look in the area is what the hell is Branson? What are the Ozarks? And and really to dive into it, it's well, it's more than Branson, Missouri. It is the Ozarks, right? So geographically, we're pretty well centrally located in the U.S. One of the big driving factors to our market is proximity to major population centers, right? So we're about 7 hours from Dallas, Fort Worth. We're about 8 hours from Chicago. Kansas City's 3 hours. Oklahoma City, 5 hours, and 4 hours of St. Louis. So we've got a lot of population center within a driving distance of our geographic location. One of the statistics I heard years ago was that Branson is within a one-day drive of half the U.S. population. Now, I haven't really gone to confirm that, but I hear it over and over again, so it sounds about right. So as you zoom in to the area, and Branson has always been kind of a tourist destination, but I really want to emphasize that, it's the Ozark Mountain region that is the draw to this area. And as we zoom in and kind of look around, I'll show you why. So, when I say the Ozark Mountain region, if you look at kind of this map that I like to point to, this is the Ozark, what they consider the Ozark Mountain Range. It's they're not really mountains in the true sense of mountains. They're big. They're big hills. They're big eroded mountains from an ancient inland sea. But when we say the Ozarks, it goes up near St. Louis down to northwest Arkansas, and encompasses this whole area along the state line between Missouri and Arkansas. So Branson kind of straddles right there along the state line. And Shay and I actually live just over the state line in Arkansas. So I tell people we live in Omaha, Arkansas, and they're like, well, that's got to be really far from Branson all the way to Arkansas. I'm like, no, it's right here. So when you're looking at this map, and you're seeing like all the bodies of water and everything, like Table Rock Lake is the reason we moved here. Like we vacationed here for 10 years before we decided to make the move from Chicago. And in those 10 years we came here, we were here for that lake. We weren't here to go to Branson and do all the touristy stuff for the most part, but that was really the draw for us, was the lower cost of living, much more nature, obviously, compared to Chicago in an urban environment, and really just the natural beauty of the whole area. So let's dive in a little bit to, the major draws. So we've got approximately 10 million visitors per year to the greater Branson area. And that's a trend that's been growing steadily for years. And Branson itself and the main strip has a lot of the same common tourist traps that you see in other parts of the country, like Sevierville and Panama City Beach. You've got Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum. You've got Titanic Museum. You've got a Dolly Parton attraction. So a lot of stuff to do on the strip, go-karts, Ferris wheel, all that stuff. Aside from, Table Rock Lake and all the kind of the natural attractions. And they've been continuously adding to all these amenities too. So this is a picture of the new aquarium they built a couple of years ago. They just finished doing the fountain and boardwalk outside the aquarium this past year. There's plans in the works to put in a large ATV course, off-roading course that's coming in just south of Branson here in January. And then we've got, a chain of lakes also in the area. So this is the Branson Landing, which is like an outdoor promenade off the main strip. You can see the strip kind of lit up back there. So this is on Lake Taneycomo, and Lake Taneycomo is part of this man-made chain of lakes run by the Army Corps of Engineers. So, in that picture I just showed you, that's about the location right here by that Branson Scenic Railway. And then Table Rock Lake to the west is kind of the crown jewel of this chain of lakes. That's where we live down here, just south of the state line. But it's a really clean body of water. It's run and managed by the Army Corps of Engineers. So you can't just clear down to the water. You can't build a dock wherever you want to. So, when I say the Ozarks, the first thing that comes to a lot of people's minds is, the Netflix series of the same name, and you picture Lake of the Ozarks. And if you look at an aerial map and compare Table Rock Lake to the Lake of the Ozarks, apples to oranges. Lake of the Ozarks is covered up with development. Table Rock Lake is not. And a big part of that is because it's controlled by the Army Corps of Engineers. So, kind of a double-edged sword. As a buyer or a landowner, it's a little frustrating if you can't go and knock down a bunch of trees and open up a lake view. But as someone that, enjoys the lake and enjoys nature, being out in the water and looking around and being able to see all this natural beauty intact, it's a wonderful thing, So, so then, Table Rock Lake, if you keep going west, feeds into Beaver Lake. If you go east, beyond Taneycomo, it feeds into Bull Shoals. kind of getting the weeds out of that. But, the Branson area, if you go just south down into Ridgedale, you've got a number of other attractions. This is kind of the same area where that ATV park is coming in. Johnny Morris, the owner of Bass Pro Shops, is one of the big developers in the area. And these are some pictures of one of his attractions, Top of the Rock Resort. Just absolutely over the top, beautiful, amazing western exposure, lake views. Like if you want to go and enjoy a sunset, on the lake, this is a great place to do it. I can just go on a whole video about this place, but it's absolutely gorgeous, and it kind of emphasizes a lot of the natural topography and geology that we have in the area that makes it so beautiful and so attractive. They've got these golf cart tours and stuff you can take. So, and then if you go, south of Branson, and I say like the draw is the Ozarks, it's not just Branson, right? So you go about an hour, 20 minutes south of the Branson area, and you've got the Buffalo National River that runs through here. Jasper, Arkansas, kind of being centralized in that location. And the Buffalo River is a draw all unto itself. I mean, just stunningly beautiful. And this is a part of the National Park Service. It's protected and preserved. They don't allow, development on the river. They don't allow motorized boats or anything like that. So it's an amazing place to go and hike and fish and, camp all the way along the river. And it's also turning into, I think, one of the biggest emerging STR markets in the Midwest. Branson has always had a solid foothold. It's always done very well. Our properties that are just outside of Branson do very well and stay booked up very well. But some of the clients that we have that are purchasing properties down along the Buffalo River, I mean, their numbers are just blowing everything out of the water. It's crazy. So, again, just kind of circling back, people ask, what there is to Branson, what there is to the Ozarks. A lot, really. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff to do outside. We've got a lot of stuff to do on the Strip. And we're seeing continuous development. And it's just been great for the area as a whole. So, again, for investing in single family housing or short-term rentals or even long-term rentals, I think Southwest Missouri and North Arkansas is a really safe bet. And these are some of the reasons why.